welcome to Debbie's View, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear of favor. Auditor General orders 35 Agenda 111 contractors to refund 7.9 million over payments for no work done, and also terminating contract of 11 people. So the Auditor General brought this out, making claims that no payment has been made for Agenda 111 hospitals, and we know that these hospitals were meant to be built in places, districts where they do not have a well-resourced hospital where they can receive proper treatment. And so when this initiative was brought on board, it was received with full joy and happiness because we knew that it's going to help us. And this contract was awarded to some contractors, but the Auditor General is making us understand that this contract was awarded to people or contractors, and out of that, 35 Agenda 111 contractors has been asked to refund 7.9 million. So it means they've taken the money to build those hospitals. And then after they've taken that money, now the hospitals are nowhere to be found. We can't find the money. And the contractors too, we don't know where they are. But the Auditor General is saying that we need to get that money. We need to take the money from them. Now, this is the question that a lot of people keep asking. How do you pay someone for a work he has not done? And how do you give work to someone to do without supervising the person? Are we saying that we didn't supervise these people to ensure that the work is properly done? Or we just awarded a contract to them and then we went back to sleep? Because you can't tell me that you've awarded a contract to someone. One, you've not supervised the person. It means you've never even stepped foot on grounds to check whether what the person is telling you or the info the person is passing across is true. And you see, this is not the first time, because we've had instances where contracts are awarded or projects are awarded to people to take over or to work on. And then you don't get to see it. You go on ground and there is nothing to show. But these contractors have been paid. Now, this is not clear because definitely there is always a mediator between the government and the contractor. The mediator receives those funds and then ensure that it is being given to these contractors. And don't forget that there will be instances where some contractors even threaten to protest or threaten the government that they should be paid because they are done with what they were asked or tasked to do and they were not being paid. I remember some time ago a contractor went to lock down a school building because that contract was awarded to him by the government, and after he was done building and everything, he wasn't being paid. So he went to lock down the school. And then he threatens that anyone who dares go to open it, he will deal with the person. And they have to involve the police, they have to involve the government. And so the question now lies on, should we blame the mediator, should we blame the government, or we should blame the contractor? Who are we going to blame for this? Because I know there is always a mediator between the government and the contractor. So if the government is awarding a contract or is giving a contract to or a project to a contractor to take over, they will definitely pay you. And that money will be given to the mediator to hand it over to you. So is it that the mediator is not paying the money he's supposed to pay to these contractors, or the mediator keeps the money to himself, or the contractors are being paid and they just refuse not to do their work? Who are we going to blame now? Now we've lost about 7.9 million. This is no joke. This is no joke. The money can be used for something else. You know, we are not happy when we sit and then we talk about issues like this, and then you feel like we are threatening or we are talking against someone. No, it's not something that excites us. It hurts because it's a taxpayer's money. It is our money. And that is why we don't see a lot of this project coming into or being built into reality. We don't see it because there is always hitches somewhere. Anytime a contract is awarded, by the time it's done, we've recorded about 110 challenges or problems surrounding that contract. Why? Why is it supposed to be so? Why is it supposed to be so? The contractor needs to be questioned, the mediator needs to be questioned, and the government needs to be questioned. You cannot tell me that you've awarded 7.9 million or you've given 7.9 million to a contractor to construct hospitals. And out of that Agenda 111 hospitals, let's ask ourselves, how many was built? How many of those Agenda 111 hospitals was being completed? And why at the first place should you be given a money of such a huge sum and you still didn't complete it? What is going on? The contractor needs to be questioned, the mediator needs to be questioned, and the government also has an answer to give us. Because as I said, this is taxpayers' money. Imagine these hospitals are being built. It could have helped us. Because it feels like we are putting so much pressure on certain hospitals. Let's take Kolebu, for instance. Let's take Conferential Teaching Hospital, for instance. These are hospitals that go there, even just pass there and see. These hospitals are being filled each and every day, every time. And so if you are bringing up such a nice policy on board, it's good. Sometimes when a government fails, it is not the government. I think sometimes we should also blame ourselves because we are the cause. We drag the feet of the government. We make things so difficult for the government. And I always say this, that if a government should fail, it depends on the people he works with. If the people he's working with do not have that notion of helping him materialize his vision, there is no way that government is going to see the light of day. You will try your possible best, but you still fail. You will fail not because you are not good enough, or you fail not because you are not prepared to do what you want to do, but it's because the people around you, your subordinates, are not helping you. And that is because we lack supervision, we lack monetary, we don't supervise. Immediately we award contract or a project for someone to do, it ends there. It ends there. We don't go on grounds to check whether they are saying that they are putting up the building. You don't go there to supervise them and see whether yes, what they've brought on paper or what they've told you on phone is what they've done on ground. We don't do it. And even if the people we've asked or we've taxed to supervise these contractors, they don't do their work. They get there and then they are being given something very small to buy pure water and it ends there. No one asks them anything. It's like we are just there. And this has become something that has been happening for so long. It's not just started, it has been happening for so long. Anytime a government awards a contract, you just pay attention and see what is going on. Before they are done with that project, you will find a number of people or a number of challenges about that particular project. You will get to hear a lot of things, a lot of embezzlement, and they will still have reasons why they do that. And because we are not using anybody as an example, that is why we keep seeing what we see. If we are using people as an example, if we are punishing people, we are making them dance to the tune of their own music, we wouldn't see what we are seeing. We are saying this because the money they are using for those projects is our money. It's our money, it's the taxpayers' money. We will not keep quiet. We will not shut our mouth. whilst we watch our monies being projected into things that will not benefit us. But this is a government project. This is something that is supposed to help us. So why would you be, if it is true, if this is 100% true, that these contractors have been paid such a huge sum of money and they didn't do what they were tasked to do, then we have a problem as a nation. This is a cause of alarm. We need to look deep into it and ensure that the right thing is being done. It will be of a great joy if after paying these taxes, we've seen that our monies are being used into a good thing. It's being used into a fruitful project to help all of us. We will all be happy. But in the case where we pay those monies and we don't see what they are being used for, it's a shame, it's a pity. Please, let's do all to retrieve those money. And if it is true that these contractors received that money and they didn't do what they were supposed to do, they should be held responsible. Whoever is involved, the mediator, the government official, everybody should be held accountable. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Girl.